On June 25, 2025, the streets of Kenya echoed once more with the chants of a new generation. It was the first anniversary of the historic Gen Z protests that erupted a year earlier when young Kenyans took a bold stand against the government's proposed finance bill. The bill had threatened to raise taxes dramatically in an attempt to address Kenya's mounting national debt, sparking fears of spiraling living costs and deepening economic hardship. What began as online outrage quickly spilled into the streets, with thousands of mostly young people mobilizing through social media, calling for fairness, accountability, and a voice in the nation's future. The demonstrations of 2024 marked a turning point. Fueled by frustration over rising unemployment, government mismanagement, and a sense of being shut out of the political process, Gen Z led a series of protests that swept across Nairobi, Mombasa, Kisumu, Nakuru, and beyond. The government's response was swift and often harsh, leading to violent confrontations that left at least 60 people dead and many more injured or missing. Under mounting pressure, President William Ruto withdrew the finance bill and dismissed his cabinet, signaling both the power and peril of youth-led activism. A year later, the spirit of those protests remains undimmed. On the anniversary, thousands once again gathered in Kenya's major cities, determined to honor those who lost their lives and to reignite calls for justice and reform. The recent death of a young teacher and blogger in police custody added fresh urgency to demands for police accountability and respect for human rights. Opposition leaders, including Kalonzo Musyoka, threw their support behind the peaceful demonstrations, urging the government to listen and engage rather than suppress dissent. As international observers watched closely and security forces braced for unrest, Kenya's Gen Z continued to lead the charge, insisting that their voices and the lessons of the past year would not be forgotten.